switching back and forth and back and forth.
You know, it's interesting that you picked up on that because most people would think that it would bring us back together, and it does, but the beginning of the second season, it's 3 days after the finale, so it's still really fresh, his head being in her bed, literally fresh. She isn't handling it very well. She's actually not really dealing with it. She's just after Malcolm. She's after revenge and blood. And she is more connected to Clay, but she's also putting up a barricade and not wanting to get too close because she's mourning another man right now.
Very patient Clay.
He's very patient, and it's appreciated. She's going through a lot, so it's hard for her to get close to someone right away. It's still very fresh, like I said. So as the season goes on, they are, you know, in a good place, but that's not to say something won't get in the way of their relationship.
And the fans of the books are very passionate. So what are going to be the similarities with the second book and some differences, if you can say something about it?
The first season we were pretty loyal to the first book. This season there's some artistic license. We're going somewhat by the book. We have new characters. The witches are involved this year. Some female actresses, which is nice for me, so it's not just not just around men. And they're fantastic, and it brings a whole new dynamic to the show. It's I keep saying it's sort of got. We have a new DOP. It's almost true detective looking.
Okay.
It's witches and
It's more
sorcery,
stylized and dark.
stylized. It's really, it looks amazing. So yeah, it's not very close to the second book, but definitely the fans will still be getting what they want.
Okay.
More surprises for the fans to come upcoming.
Yes, yes.
Very good thing. My question is, what do you think of the show's success? Has it changed you in any way? Has it just made the same? Do you see more fan base coming out more and to greet you?
I mean, no, I feel like, you know, this industry will never change who I am. I grew up in a very small island. I'm very close to my friends and family, the King Crown. But I'm just really pleased to see the success of the show, and pleased to see that, you know, fans of the books were happy with what we did and thought that we kind of did our characters justice and did the book justice. But I don't think it's changed me. You've been in this longer than I have, girl.
Yeah, man. I started when I was 13, and I grew up in Toronto.
She was so sweet when she was 13.
When I was 13, you should have seen me then. I was nice. I have the same thing. My parents aren't in the industry. No one in my family really is. So it was sort of like, you're no different. When I was growing up, I'd go to school and act, and I don't think it's changed at all much of who I am. I live in LA now. I'm so not. I can't do the scene. I'm uncomfortable. I'm socially like it's just not. I'm not that person. And we're great because this whole cast seems to be really deserving of the show because we all work very hard and we want to be here. And there's no egos. We all love each other. So no one's really. I don't think it's affected us. Yeah,
strong camaraderie.
Yeah, we all
just
look
wanna
out for
be
each
here.
other too.
Good.
Yeah, we watch each other's backs.
Excuse me, sorry, my throat's dry.
Now that he's gone, he's not.
That's what 6 nights in a row of 3 a.m. in this darn city to do to you.
He'll be okay.
I'll be alright, yeah. Okay, sorry.
So the new hair is going to be this for the new season, the new Elena.
I don't know. There wasn't on the list of do's and don'ts talk about points.
Yeah, there might be some physical alterations.
Changes. I actually ended
just
the
don't know
first
why.
season at 2 a.m. the last day of shooting. They said, okay, you're all clear, and I went in the trailer and we cut all my hair off. And,
Like shave bald.
I wish. I've been asking them to shave my head. But then this season, she's back to the normal Elena, but there might be some changes.
Okay. In the novel, Clay is kind of straight up selfish, and he just fights Elena just because he wants her, but they gave him a salvation plotline in the show. Would you have preferred that he continue on that selfish path, yet still lovable path?
No, I think you need it, and one of my big goals was to humanize Clay a little more, just because it's so different on TV, visual medium. So I really wanted to bring some things that were a little more relatable to Clay and some compassion. Because in the books, he's not like the most likable guy. Not that I portrayed the most likable guy in the show, but
Well, but you make them likable.
yeah, you gotta, it has to be someone you can relate to. So much.
You still have the quality of emotion that people root for you,
Yeah.
even when you're doing horrible, nasty, disgusting things.
Thanks. Like, I understand why you snipped that guy's balls.
I get that.
Yeah. Okay.
I support it.
I have a two-parter. Are the roles that you play demand more physicalness of you or more mentalness?
In this show,
Yeah.
You have a hard season this one.
yeah, this season's been a lot of Elena being separated from the pack a little bit. And,
Well, I think we can say, I mean, in the books,
I'm
she's stolen
The
away,
book is called
and
Stolen.
when you watch the show, you'll find out who steals her and why she's stolen. But
So it's a little strange this season because I'm not with the boys. I've done like 3 episodes without doing scenes with them in a whole different world. So I've had a lot of fight sequences on my own and a lot of emotional stuff with new characters. And last season we opened up her history of being molested as a child, and he came onto the show and her dealing with that. So I love that she's there and she had so many issues. But somehow she always gets through them. And then this season, she's sort of on top of her shit. She is helping other people. She knows what she needs to do. She knows what she wants. She suppressed Philip's death, and she'll deal with that at another time. But right now, she's on a mission, and she's helping other people. So, it's physical and emotional. To answer your question.
Good.
And I actually do love that because initially after I saw the pilot, I was just, they hinted at it, but I thought, are they going to get into it? And then they, brought that one of the molesters. But I thought it was interesting how it was played on the show because she seems more acclimated, more normal, and in the book she's just a little bit more fragile on the surface, and then she's so I guess you've already answered this question. I'm just going to ask it again.
Yeah.
Which would you prefer to do? Would you prefer to show more of the fragility, or do you like the strength that's coming out from the second season?
I'm torn because, I always go for women that are strong and intelligent and can take care of themselves. And Supergirl and V and other things, that's what I normally go for. But with Elena, I love that she was broken and fragile. Had skeletons in her closet. That was fun to play. It's a shitty past, but it was interesting as an actor to go through that. And this season, it's also fun to be strong, and it depends on the role. As long as the character challenges me every season in a different way, I'm happy. So yeah.
she quite literally has skeletons in the closet from past projects.
Yeah, I cut Phillips.
Yeah.
Keepsake. Instead of a lock of his hair, I just kept it.
Yeah, she's got a location.
Based on your most well-known performances, you were a fan of sci-fi because of Supergirl and then V and then Bitten.
I wasn't.
Oh, really?
I wasn't a sci-fi girl, didn't know much about it. When I got the audition for Supergirl, I thought she was like his sister. And then once I was cast into Smallville and did the Comic-Cons and delve into that world, now I appreciate it and I love sci-fi. I love women in sci-fi. I'd love to do a feature sci-fi, to play an action superhero or something. That would be fun. But generally, I just love it, especially Dagan. We have one of our writers and showrunners is a female, and she just writes strong women so well, and she gets the mindset. And I just love it. Every time she writes an episode for me, I know it's gonna be pretty and real and no bullshit. So that's fun. But yeah, I wasn't a sci-fi fan, but now I understand to an extent.
Do you think there's more characters that should be more women-driven, more powerful women? Nowadays, it's usually just blue eyes, blonde hair, and
I don't know about that. Like, I'm watching
Yes.
some of the shows that are coming out. Like, there's there's Scandal. There's that new one, the Murder.
How to Get Away with
How to Get Away with
Murder.
Murder. There's Homeland. I think there are a lot of really strong female parts that are really coming into it. It's a nice turn.
There can always be more.
There can always be more. Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
And I worked with Marina, who did Homeland, and she is fantastic and a strong actress and beautiful. And I love to see women on television who it's unexpected that they will do what they do. And you're right, there is more of it right now, but I strongly believe that there can be more. There should be more female directors. I've been doing this since I was 13. I've had one female director. So So it still blows my mind that it's hard to find, and a bit of a feminist in that way, I guess.
By all means.
There's one scene that I loved in it wasn't in the finale, it was episode 4, where you're in the rave and you're choking out this poor young man. And your bicep slowly gets redder and redder and redder. I'm like, wow, that's really intense. So for getting into the Clay character, I know you want to humanize him further, but again, I did like that animalian, I'm making up words here, that was in the text. So did you just do a lot of visualization to get into the character? Because again, in the pilot, there's the scene where Lena calls when you go, that's what you're that's excellent. It's so quiet, yet, a great thing that he's not quite there. That is a little bit of a wolf.
Right. I mean, we're lucky in that there's such rich source material to draw from. Throughout all the books, Men in the Underworld, Women in the Underworld. I did some research. I ran around the forest naked, and I'm from Vancouver on the West Coast. I actually ran around the forest naked for a bit, just to feel that rawness, that connection to nature. I read a little bit on wolf behavior, but that didn't really play into my character as much as I thought it might. And then it's just, getting into the scripts at that point and getting on set. You find out so much more about your character once you're on set and you're interacting with your cast. Things that you thought you bring to the character, in preparation don't necessarily land or work once you start acting with everyone. So it kind of just grows organically. And we were thrown right into this thing, and, filming the first season, it's just a learning process. You slowly figure it out and get comfortable with your character and really get to know them inside and out. And I think that's what's exciting about season 2 is we all know our characters so well now, and we can just really get going and hit the ground running.
And I have to ask this question then. Has a show changed your eating habits in any way? Order a burger instead of having it well done. Let me have it rare.
More and less.
I'm a huge foodie, so being here in New York right now, I'm just in heaven. It's amazing.
If he hasn't eaten, you'll know. It's like a different aura.
It's true. My girlfriend, it's funny. She's so aware of it now, and she'll always have extra snacks in her purse. Because I go to a dark place when I'm hungry. Or I just shut down. I'm like, I can't talk right now until I get food. So I guess I can definitely bring that to the character.
We did our gallery shoot, our cast photo shoot, and the guys have to have their shirts off, so they have this eating regimen or whatever they do. And he was flexing and so hungry the whole day. I'd never seen you so into a place.
Yeah, because I did a week kind of no carbs, no salt. Because so much of weight is water retention, right? And I cut water out the last couple days. So I just was not feeling myself, and I was so not pleasant to be around that day. And then I went and had 3 cheeseburgers after. It was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very physical show. It is a sexy show, especially season 1, so we were all very conscious of that. But this season's more about the action. I got to flex some muscles, actually, which was awesome. And I just, I tried to maintain a bit of a workout routine while working, even though it's a very physical show, and being on set and doing these stunts is really a workout in itself. But I think we're all trying to stay as strong as we can, emotionally and physically.
But there's always a bowl of Snickers on the side, just in case.
There's always craft services.
Craft service is the devil.
Yeah. But I don't think it's unnecessary or unwarranted, what we go through, because to look a certain physical way, because it's required of the characters that we're supposed to look strong, lean muscle, and it never feels coming from a place of vanity. It feels like it's really just trying to look like the characters would look.